Hi, my name is Nathan. I work at the Online Learning Center here at Conestoga College, and we're excited to be introducing a new set of tools for faculty to allow you to create some interactive content for your course. In this video, we'll be looking at the YouTube video embedding tool. So we can access that from the eConestoga Instructor Tools course by clicking on this Getting Started button. That's going to bring us into this guided process for creating a page that includes a YouTube video, as well as optional dynamic elements like timed bullets or timed pop-ups. So this first tab, Getting Started, it has links to this video as well as some example pages if you're looking for inspiration. The other thing that you might do on this Getting Started tab is paste in the address to an existing activity that you've created with this tool. So this would be used for editing something that you've already made and recreating it or re-adding it to your course. But in this case, we're starting a new page, so we'll click Next Step. Then we're on the Video Configuration tab. So what we want to do is paste in the address to a video on YouTube. Currently, this video embedding tool only works for YouTube videos. So I've already found one in another tab. And all I'm going to do here is copy the address. This is the full URL at the top of this screen. And then back in the editor here, I'm going to right-click and paste that full address. You'll see it includes even the code at the end. And immediately we should see the preview has been updated. This is the video that I selected. The preview area is always a bit smaller than the actual published page will be, but it does shrink down fairly nicely. Another option here on this tab for video configuration is when you want the video to start. You may be using a video that you've found that is copyright free that you want to use, but maybe the first 5 minutes of that video weren't relevant to what you wanted your students to see, or it might even only be the first 10 seconds. You can choose a start time here, and when the students then click play on your page, they would start at that moment in time. It is based on seconds, meaning you'll have to do some math if it's multiple minutes or hours. The other option here is playback control. So this, if this box is checked, your students will be able to jump ahead. They can basically skip to any point in time by using this scrubber at the bottom of the video. However, if you turn this off, you'll notice now I can jump ahead. If you turn this off, when students click play, they won't have the ability to skip ahead. So you can choose whether or not that's something you're interested in. When we go to the next step, we'll see that we can start to define elements around the page. So we can give the page itself a nice title, and we can optionally put video before the text. If you wanted to provide context of some kind. Same thing with video or text after the video. One of the most common uses for this tool is to create timed bullets. And so when we're defining our page, we can decide on a layout if we do plan to use bullets. Right now, you can see that the list position is on the right. So this space is reserved for timed bullets. If we wanted those bullets to appear to the left of the video or below the video, that ultimately changes the layout here. If you don't plan on using timed bullets, then I would recommend the below setting, just so that you do get the full width for your video. In this example, though, we are going to create some bullets. So when I go to next step, I'm now on the bullet list items. It is optional, meaning if you don't plan to add timed bullets, you could skip right ahead to any of the other options, or even down to the very bottom to simply publish this page with this nice video embedded on it. But if we want to add at least one timed bullet, we would click plus list item. And then we can define the time of that bullet in seconds and also what it would say. You can watch the video and again decide what you or when you wanted that moment to appear. Let's say at 10 seconds, we want to reinforce that the instructional plan is very important. it's always updating the preview as we go. So now if I click play again and I let this run for the first 10 seconds, at 10 seconds we should see this text appear. We can sort of see there's the timestamp. As a user then, as a student watching this, that's the moment when they would see that text appear. And we could have any number of these list items. Don't forget to include your contact information. Might be a useful bullet to pop up, let's say at 20 seconds. The next thing that we can do is optionally add a pop-up. So this would be something that's timed, and at that moment in the video will automatically pause as your student watches it, and a message will overlay the screen. So for instance, if we know that this video is 6 minutes long, perhaps even at the very end of the video, so 359 seconds into this video, we might have a pop-up that says, stop and reflect. And you can prompt the student to reflect on something from the video. You could ask a question about the video. You could make some final statement about the video, but the student would only have accessed that having watched the whole thing. Again, you could have multiple timed pop-ups during the video. The way that it works is they each pause the video, but when the user clicks continue, the video will pick up where they left off. So let's say this is the timed element right at the very end of the video, asking the student, or in this case, to reflect on the most important element of the instructional plan. We can preview this as well. I did leave the ability to control the time, meaning I could skip ahead to close to the very end. Once I'm at the end, you can see all the bullets are still there. And just before the last second, we should see a pop-up with the title and the text that you gave. So this is what the student would see as well. And when they click continue, the video continues to play. Finally, another option is quick navigation. I think this is especially useful if you have a lecture that might be very long, that might be divided into sections or different topics. What you can do is embed that video and include these link items that will let the student jump to a certain point in time that you've identified. So they may be looking for a definition, and you might put a timestamp on that. They might be looking to jump ahead to part 2, to a continuation on some item. And so we can add a link item very similar to the timed bullets. But in this case, what we're putting in for the title is the text that appears. So basically, what is it that we're about to see? So weekly learning objectives might be the topic that we wanted to jump to at a certain moment in time. And let's say if this was halfway through the video, it might be at about 3 minutes. So we can see now that the title that we've given it, weekly learning objectives, acts as a link above this video. So as the student's watching, or before they start watching, if they click on that, it will take them to the moment in time that you've defined. So finally, we go to the final step of this guided process, which is adding this page to your course. Now again, in this video, we created a YouTube page. We included all of these elements, the bulleted list, the pop-up, the quick navigation. Of course, you can mix and match some or all of these, or none. You could just have an embedded video as well. So for the final step, you have an option to choose your destination course or courses. If you actually have multiple courses, multiple sections, you can publish into all of them at once, which is nice. You don't have to copy selected components if you're doing this partway through the year. You can simply publish it into multiple places. So what you should see from this drop-down list are all of your current courses or permanent courses. To make this list manageable, at the moment, we're not including past courses. If you do have a need to publish into a past course, you can contact us at eConestoga@conestogac.on.ca. That's a feature that we could add, and I'm looking for feedback on that for sure. So as it is, let's say I wanted to publish into these two courses. You can, again, multi-select as many as you want here. For each of the courses then that you've selected, you also have to pick a module. Now, if you don't have at least one module in your course, then you can't publish to that course yet. So you have to have your table of contents somewhat defined already. So we can see in this course, I have at least one module. Video assignment might be the module I select for my second course. And then finally, I click Add Page to Courses. And we'll see that we do get a success message if that has gone well. And I also have links that will take me directly to those pages in those courses. We made this instructional plan video, and here it is. Note that you have an edit button at the top. Students wouldn't see that. Their page starts right here at the title. We can do a quick preview of how this all works. Remember, we do have a timed bullet at 10 seconds and at 20 seconds. So as we see 10 seconds roll around here, we'll see that pop up. And as you can see, there's a lot more space on the published screen versus the preview that we saw as we were building, but it does give you a sense for everything working. I could jump ahead to 3 minutes using my quick navigation. And as a student who eventually makes it to the end of this video, they should be prompted with, in this case, a stop and reflect. The last thing I'll mention about this publish screen was that if you wanted to publish it without students being able to see it yet, I could have done that as well by checking on the Hide from Students button. And finally, the last way that you can edit the page is by clicking on this Edit button in your course. So let's say you notice a typo, or you wanted to add some more bullets, or you wanted to update the video itself. You can click on Edit this page, and it'll take you back into the tool, but it'll pre-populate all of those values that you previously defined. We have our title, our text, our bullets, our pop-up, our navigation. So from here, you would add more bullets or change the text on the existing ones. Go back to that Add to Courses option. We can publish to the same destination or to a totally different course if we wanted. And just note that if you publish this page again, even though we started from an existing page, it's not going to replace that existing page. If I publish to the same course and the same module, you'll basically see both of those pages, and you'll want to, as a final step, delete the original. So that's it for the walkthrough of our YouTube embedding tool. Hope you enjoyed it. If you have feedback on the tool or have ideas for more tools like this one, please do contact us using the information at the top of the eConestoga Instructor Tools course shell. Thanks for your time.